The beauty of Hakalau on the Hamakua coast of the Big Island of Hawaii. This is where our story takes place, on the contemporary life and present times of Kiyoshi Bob Kubo. Born and raised on this beautiful stretch of God's country, he lives and appreciates the simple country lifestyle. Living happy, he values what is most important: a love for family and a love of nature. This presentation is but a glimpse in the colorful and fulfilling life of Kiyoshi Bob Kubo. I am Jacqueline Kubo Luna. I am the only daughter in the Kubo family. I'll be your guide throughout this presentation. I'm here with my father, Kiyoshi Bob Kubo. He was a state forest ranger and conservation officer. He's a great example of those who live off the land. He lives and plays as if in the past where nature thrived. As a conservation officer, my father has saved many lives. He has led and rescued many hunters and hikers out of the dense forests of Mauna Kea. Presently, he is enjoying retirement with his 15 grandchildren and my mother. He is still very busy helping my brothers and myself, and also helping my mom with their own animals and plants at their very own home. Dad, you've always strived for self-sustainability and living off the land. Can you tell me when you started being interested in nature?
It started, I guess, as a child. I grew up on a farm, and I recall it. Even at age 6, I used to milk the cows and do the chores around the house.
I know that you have a lot of animals and plants, and what kind of animals do you raise today?
Today we have cattle, hogs.
Ever since I was a young little girl, you taught us how to tie the knot and fish. And even now, fishing is so important to our family. It's important for food, it's important for leisure, and also important for our family for Layne's fishing and his taxidermy mounts. And you have a very special technique. It's environmentally safe, and you've taught all of us how to use this technique. What technique do you use, Dad?
For sinker, I use rocks, and the rocks is everywhere, you know. And although at the beginning you might have problem tying the rock onto the line.
Oh, you use rocks instead of lead, and I know it's really hard to tie, but with practice, I'm sure everyone can use the rocks instead of lead. What is your favorite fish that you like to catch?
My favorite fish is moi and aholehole.
What kind of bait do you use, Dad?
The bait that is most abundant around here is the prawns, crab, you know, the armor crab, and also the rock crabs. They do pretty good.
We've been together for 45 years. I wouldn't change anything. I would do it all over again. We have 14 grandchildren, one more on the way, one great-grandchild, and my grandchildren just love to come to the country. If they could live with us, they would.
Grandpa, take us fishing!
Just down the road from our home in Hakalau, my father took the grandchildren to teach them how to catch Tahitian prawns with a pole, a sure catch as they used hot dogs for bait.
My grandfather, he's a kindly man. He lives on homestead land. And sometimes he'd sing me the songs he wrote when he was still a young man. And he'd play in that old style. And he'd play in that
Grandpa, you got another
old
one!
style.
We go cook them tonight!
My aunties, they all love to dance. Their families love to sing. I sing with them when I get.
Fishing isn't just a roadside adventure. We pack light and hike down to our favorite fishing spot. We even climb down a steep cliff. This particular trip was very special. With all the grandchildren, my father caught many moi. The moi is reserved for Hawaiian royalty in old Hawaii. My father's fishing technique is simple. He uses a bamboo pole which he cuts from the forest near our home. My father's fishing techniques is truly an art. Always one to follow the laws and to conserve. Here he is releasing an undersized moi. An outstanding day of fishing. The grandchildren caught their share and learned many lessons in my father's style of fishing.
What I remember about Bob Kubo, well, when I got hired, he was assigned to work with me and teach me all that he knew. And so he took me throughout the whole East Hawaii, from Pauwilo to South Point, and we patrolled together. Some of the things that I looked forward to when I would ride with him was eating his lunch, because he was one that carried his lunch in a metal lunch can, like a school lunch box, and in there he'd have his little containers. And what was funny about what I thought was funny was that he keeps his water, instead of in a thermos, it was in like a mayonnaise bottle or like a used glass coffee bottle, and that was his water. And also looked forward to going to his house at times to drink coffee and to just talk about what we had done, because he always made good coffee, and got to meet his family and everything. He taught me a lot about the forest and how to look at certain signs, so that if I did get lost, how to look at using the mold of the tree, the wind, the way the tree is leaning, all these little keys that which would teach me how to get myself out. He also taught me always to believe in the compass that you use, and it's never wrong. And in fact, it did help me once after when Bob had left a few years after, where I was in Kau, and without my compass I probably would have got lost. Bob was a good guy, and when he worked with us and everything, where you could trust him. He was honest person who was willing to show and teach me everything he knew. He could take me to Nana Valley Forest Reserve, walk so many feet off the road and point to a pin in the ground and say that's the corner of Nana Valley and Puna Forest Reserve. So I appreciate all that stuff. Unfortunately, he left sooner than what I wanted, so it kind of felt like to me that I was doing a crash course study on a final exam and only having 2 days to study. But anyway, I miss him, and you take care, and I see you one day when I have time, Bob. Aloha.
Soursep fruit, and actually the fruit it looks like this here. It's kind of sour or sour sweet taste.
I like it. No.
Okay, we come into the rambutan tree, and this rambutan tree was planted about 4 years ago, and it's starting to bear fruit. Just twist it. Try and pick it. Okay.
Look, mine.
And how you eat this fruit? You just bite off one end, expose the fruit.
Eat them. Oh, this one tastes good. We got it. Can I have
You
another?
like the taste?
Oh, another one. Wait, I'm not done. This one is good. It tastes sweet.
What is edible in a forest? Timbo berry.
Ooh. Yeah. Can I have it?
You wanna try it? Share it. During summer months is in abundance. Okay, the some people like the curls, some people likes the leaves, depending on what you use it for. If you use it for poo-poo, you want the leaves to show. So you would cut it up so that you get some greens in a plate.
We're going to be making warabi salad with all the warabi that the children and my dad picked from the forest. So we're gonna just make sure you rinse it really well and cut it into
Oh, here's pepinola shoots to add to it.
The salad we picked today was good. Good. Very delicious.
I know Bob Kubo from quite a while as his boss. Initially, he was working for forestry and wildlife. Excuse me, just forestry. And then when the Division of Conservation and Resources Enforcement was created, he became one of our conservation officers. As far as a worker, he was a real good worker. He was conscientious and was always willing to help people. In fact, he went out of his way to even help other people who were in need. I enjoyed working with him. I thought he was a good officer. And when I moved over to state parks, I kind of lost contact with him and the officers themselves. But I only can say good things about him. He was a good officer.
how do you see your grandchildren, 15 of them, and 2 more great-grandchildren coming. So the influence is, what do you see upon them?
They like to learn how I do things. The thing about it is, when you participate with them, they know my strength, and they know actually they get the experience of what I went through. Like my childhood days, we were free because.
On a beautiful Sunday afternoon, my father takes the grandchildren on their first experience of catching opai, or river shrimp.
He's really active and exciting because he takes us wherever our parents wouldn't take us because it's too risky and the parents is too scared to take us there. And he shows us how to live off the land and how to make do with what you got instead of buying a lot of stuff and buying toys to have fun. It's really cool to have Grandpa here, because he takes us beaches and to catch fish.
That's not I thought. I'm gonna help you catch a pie, and how you catch a pie is you put the net underneath the rock.
Did you take today?
Yes. What did you learn?
Catch pies.
Did you have fun?
Yes. What was your favorite part? Catching pies.
The children have never tasted this before. Good?
It's from the last 747 that crashed, so don't mind the place. We're not too organized here, but I was just hoping that one of these kids would be more organized, see? So we're still looking for that person, Now we have people out here for feeding and taking care of garbage for us, so that's why he can kind of relax and retire now. But he started it all by cooking garbage and teaching us how to light the fire, making them with fat and all of that stuff, using waste oil. Plenty of the stuff around here is all recyclable stuff, so I don't look the greatest, but we try. He make a little bit more trouble than other people do, but you know. This guy, we turn him over to him now, the pig farmer. He was a future farmer, now he's the farmer.
It's university breed.
From the university.
We had Lenrays,
Hampshire,
and the last one, Kemp Bora,
and Chester White.
Chester White. There are about 4 or 5 crosses now. And usually the crosses causes hybrid dagger. That means it goes faster than average pigs. So it would be easier to have more chops.
My grandpa picking all us and my cousins up and going fishing, and when we used to go fishing, we used to catch the bait, the prawns and stuff, and then we used to use that as bait and go down kole, and he used to taught me how to use all different knots for different things. I think he learned all of that knots in the Navy.
Now for take care, small, everybody got one piece of the garden to take care until we got to harvest it. He showed me how to take care all through that month and a half, you know, beans and stuff we used to grow. And I know when I was interested in raising rabbits or pigeons, I know I had to take care of them because he would even touch the animals. He would just come check, help me make the cages and stuff. He supported me. When I had too much animals and I had to get rid of them by selling, and he got me my general excise tax license. I think it was about 8 or 9 years old. That way I would at least be able to make money to buy the feed. And when we couldn't afford the feed, he showed me that I could get on juvenile job and sell newspaper. I have a 12-acre farm. He always support us. My dad made just about all of the trees layered, and we planted it all in rows. I showing my kids the same thing that he showed me by taking care of the plants that we planted. We raised a lot of flowers. They see the flowers growing, and within the 3 years, we put their names by them so that they know that when we pick the flowers, they understand how much flowers has to make it back to pay off on the seeds that we bought. And we just got to take care of them by weeding and fertilizing. And they sort of understanding that my dad is always around. He's always there to help. He always gives his input. He ended up, cutting the same trees he planted to plant something better, because after we tried them out, it wasn't so good, so planted something else. I'm so happy that he's around. He's always there to help us out.
Okay, here I go. All right. They decide. Okay? So, if you scientific process, I hope you took notes about how it feels. My dad always teaches us to persevere, work hard, and continue working until you are finished with the job and the job is complete. Sometimes he uses reverse psychology where he'll tell you, no, you can't do it. I bet you can't do it. But inside you just want to fight it and work hard and show him that, we can do it. And that's what I did to be successful in the Miss Hawaii teen world. He said, no way, we can't do it. But I worked hard, and I showed him that, and showed everyone that I can do it, and showed myself that I could do it. In teaching, Daddy's always here with me. He's gone on excursions. He's taught my classes how to plant. And to this day, I have children coming to me from my very first year of teaching 19 years ago and saying, hey, I still have your dad's 10 men papaya and it's still growing. So he is always working toward perseverance, teaching us, being there for us, being the most patient person that you could ever have. And I value my dad because he is someone very unique, someone who lives off the land, taught me how to recycle, and that's why with my mom and dad being here teaching us well, I am a successful teacher and I can move my thoughts and my learnings onto my students.
Kubo from working DLNR, 1977. Occasional bursts I would meet, and then I wouldn't see him for months and months because he was a ranger, I was on the field crew. And but one day finally, you know, I got to go out on patrol with one of the rangers. It was Kubo, and I was really ecstatic to go out there and do something, you know. And so he pulls up to Bayfront, kind of where the canoes park now, and cuts the engine facing truck facing the water and puts his shades on, and he always had shades on, and slides down in a seat and pulls the visor down, and I'm like, okay, so what? He said, yeah, this is surveillance. I said, come on, you're kidding. He said, no, you see the two kids over there down by the water? They got a scoop net. They're fishing. So he tells me to keep an eye on them, and then he goes to sleep. And then another time, I remember he was telling me this story, if I remember it right, and that's why it's like bursts. It's like bursts of challenge my credibility. He was telling me how he'd shot a pig and a boar and fell into a hole, and so he climbed down into there to dress it out and turned it over, and just before he could start to cut it open, the pig got up and was alive very much, and knocked him over in the process of trying to get out of the hole. And so he was on his back, face up, with his pig dancing on his chest, and he said finally the pig got out and took off. But yeah, once in a while I still run into him, and look forward to the next story.
We had to walk 2 miles in the forest to encounter wild pigs. Today, they come and wake us up right in our backyard. So there's large contrast between then and now. We need to be aware of the damage they're doing to us. Just last night, all fresh trash. This is about 300 pounds right there. This damage was done last week, and all around this plant, each young shoot was chewed up. There must have been at least 5 or 6 big pigs around. This is actually root damage to the plant, and also the pet that we use to haul out the flowers. It's been very bumpy that caused the flowers to get damaged, bruised. That brings the market value down. So we continue on this and we see more damages. The dog is pulling on the leash to get at the pig. The dog goes and he's after the pig. This pig is about 125 pounds, and We've been trying to catch it for about 4 months now, and finally we got them. They're doing a lot of destructions in the property, the farms. I'm sure that there's many farms that have been affected by it. Sometimes it's kind of beneficial to have pigs if they have Jacina. It cleans out the bottom. But most of the other farmers taking a large loss, and to control these pigs are very hard because they trap wise. The only way we can do is by having grab dogs, because the grab dogs actually holds them down while we tie them up. We're gonna keep this pig alive because he seems to be very healthy, and there's no bugs on him. We're gonna let this pig go in a pen and try to raise him because he's a young boar, maybe about 6 months old.
You know, meeting Bob for the first time. Anyway, I heard he had a lot to offer as somebody could show me around as a hunting guide type of thing. Because this is about 20-something years ago, and I just came over fresh from Honolulu, and I didn't know anybody. I was kind of nervous about it because everybody told me he's like a mountain goat. You kind of keep up with him in the forest, and you gotta be ready for hikes. So I see this guy come with a big smile on his face and a big heart, and he just said, "Oh, you ready to go?" And we meet up at his house, and he took me and some of my family members that came in from Honolulu, and we're all about less than half his age at the time. Oh man, couldn't keep up with him, but he took his time. He waited for us going through the forest. You know, he's just wearing his jeans and his garden boots. And I was thinking, wow, I said, he must know something I don't know. He sure did, because the mud was thick out there. Actually, the things he knew in the forest just kind of blew my mind. He had us, you know, I don't know if he was playing a joke on us or what, but some of it really made sense, because he'd have us break certain plants and we'd smell it. Some of it would smell like it had a real nice nutty smell. But he had us rub it on our body before we went in, and always watching the wind. He taught us how to walk in the forest. All I know, he was having us rub something on us that would attract mosquitoes. I don't know if he was playing a joke on us or not, but he was good. He opened up himself. He's real from the heart. Where he'd take us out, people he don't even know, you know, and introduce us to his world. You know, it is a beautiful world out there. Just the forests, the animals, and lo and behold, he lead us straight to the game, and we're successful that day. And to this day, the guys I took with me out there, they still reminisce about that. Say, "Wow, remember that guy? Oh, we had a hard time keeping up with him, but he took us straight to the pigs." It was good because it didn't stop there, because he also showed me some of his fishing grounds too, along with his son-in-law Layne. We went places, and it's the first time I learned you could catch prawns with smoked meat on top of one fishing hook. I mean, I thought that was neat. So he showed me a different way of looking things, and looking at the world in general, and just an overall appreciation for nature. It is good. It is really good. To this day, you know, I owe him a lot, and I'm sure there's a lot of people all over the place that will say the same thing.
It's my father's 73rd birthday. His adventurous lifestyle keeps him youthful and defies age. He even shares his birthday with one of his granddaughters, Caitlin.
One cut, Daddy, just one. There you go.
What is the secret to being so youthful?
Wow, work hard. I found out working hard it will cause us to live longer.
What a life. I guess you can have your cake and eat it too. As my father is surrounded by the love of his children and his grandchildren, he reflects on his special day and the many birthdays past.
Try and find some Miley here in this forest, but this is the area there used to be a lot of clumps of Mileys, but the Guayvis took over the land. Yeah, I wouldn't advise people to try seek Miley in this kind of forest because it's so confusing. You can make one turn and you can go on the opposite direction. A lot of people get lost because they've never been in this type of forest. Normally, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And the reason why you get less vegetation on the east side because this is the sunlight side, and more moss on the opposite side. So what it indicates here is this is the east and this is the west, and of course south is on the opposite side and this is the north side. Really lost, and what you need to do is get another stick like this here, more or less here, the end of the shadow. Okay, let's say, okay, this is the end of the shadow here. Then you mark it like that. Then you wait 15 minutes. Here you go. 15 minutes. Then this shadow, as the sun come up, is going to get higher, and probably the next direction is going to be, next shadow ends about here in that 15 minutes. So this is east and this is west. That way you can more or less tell which direction to go to get out of this forest.
He walks many miles and hours before he finds Miley.
This is how the Miley grow, and the way you pick the Miley is you leave some nodes back. So you stuck here, you twist it this way, and once you got it started, and the other strand. Okay, once you've done that, this is one strand right here. All you have to do is tie it end over end, and what you do after that, for the next regrowth, you break it right above the node. If you have a knife, you can cut it. You break it right above the node. So next year you get just as much yield. This is one strand right here. Now you have to make it so that it's pretty even on both sides. Okay, we got fresh leaves on that side, fresh leaves on this side. After you've done that, you twirl it. And
My father has taught many of the grandchildren to swim and respect the ocean. Some of them have gone on to be champion swimmers. The beach at Hakalau will always be a part of our family. Playing in the ocean makes everyone hungry. Always there to provide for the children, my father turns to nature and opens a coconut. Hillary, being a bit fatigued, gets a nutritious drink and bite of the new coconut. She now has renewed energy and catches a wave.
There's no words to describe how grateful I am to have him in my life. He's always so helping, thoughtful, loving, and he just cares a lot for all of us. Even having so many grandchildren, he always finds the time for every single one of us. For me, I've always felt welcome at their house, welcome to his love, to his teachings, and he taught us how to fish, how to swim. He took us to swimming lessons. He's done so many things for us since we were so young. And I just remember when I was just a little girl, I remember him always taking us to the beach, taking us fishing, him carrying me on his neck. He's so much fun. I love him so much. I'm glad he's my grandpa.
It is a new day for Hakalau Mill. Today is the first event of its kind, Aloha Aina Day. This event was held in appreciation to those who have recently restored the Hakalau beach. The beach is now a family-friendly beach park. My father attended this inaugural day with both young and old in attendance. Keith, Brother Skibbs, Nels, who has played a key role in restoring many beaches on this island,
organize this grand event.
We come from the Aina. This is where we come from. If you guys know about God, in the Bible says we come from the dirt. We go back to the dirt. And He gave us this Aina to take care of so we can feed our family, to make sure we have the things that we need.
I see him on TV, this man good, he catch some more, he teaches the kids in the forest, gets all fight. I've been watching you, nice meeting you, man.
What I'm trying to do is teach them how we used to survive through hard times. Right now, we had hard times.
And that's right, that's why we come together, we bring the family, so we know we're going to get hard times, but together we can do it, right?
Yeah, and I promised that I was going to bring this shade tree, and that's a sheep eye tree by Kamehameha statue. From Wailoa State Park.
Yeah.
I collected some seeds.
Right on.
I think it's quite a bit in there.
Okay, we have to make shade area for the people. Thank you.
Right.
This event focused on educating our youth in being responsible and taking care of our land. My father feels content knowing that there are people who love and give back to the land just as he does. Truly a blessed day and event for the future of our land and our families. One of the beauties of living in an old country town is its wholesome and close-knit lifestyle. Today is a gathering of the Hakalau community or Kumi meeting, which is held at Kolekole Beach Park. The town of Hakalau is located between Kolekole Valley and Hakalau Valley. Hakalau is a community of 250 families with only 4 being original residents. Listen as 93-year-old resident Masa Chinin explains what Kumi means.
It's a Japanese word. Kumi means togetherness, and I is love. So it really means getting together with aloha. That's Kumi. And I think the Hawaiian equivalent would be ohana. Yeah, actually, when Kumi got started, I wouldn't know because I think this was started by each stage in different villages, and that's how Kumi. And in some places they used to call it, let's see, in Japanese, doshikai. Doshikai meaning do meaning equivalent or same, to make it on the same level. That's doshi. And it was started way long ago, and it was actually a mutual association, especially when there's for one thing, when there's a funeral, they used to all get together and help the family out. So it was a mutual helping out system.
Although Kumiai is a Japanese tradition, where the majority of the original Hakalau community was of Japanese ancestry, Hakalau today is truly a multi-ethnic community where values of the past are still practiced. My father is a dedicated member of the Hakalau Kumiai. He appreciates the bond of community and family values that have been passed through fellowship in the Kumiai. On this most auspicious day, my father took us back to the remnants of the house where he was born in, on the slopes of Papa'aloa.
This is where I was born, right here, and we grew up here, and there's still people who live here still here, and then now they own the property, so I had to ask permission from them. But across here we used to have a large plantation camp. But as I grew up, I remember we had our air raid shelter down there. This is before, during World War II and whatnot. And everything was in abundance here. No matter where you look, in abundance. The water you had to get your own, but we never dried up at all, even at the severe droughts. So when I look back, most of the kids here really succeeded because we were free. We were uninhibited people. And everybody was really friendly at the time. So, right where the bucket's at, this is where I was born, in the parlor.
Yeah, that's right.
Dad used to raise four, yeah?
And the back room was made out of remnants from the railroad track after 1946. And it's still here. The 4x12s or 4x8s. Right where the garage is at used to be our bathhouse. And before that, we had all fish ponds here. There was a avocado tree around here that was really good avocado, but I think it's because of the outhouse.
Coming here sure bring back memories for Grandma. I lived here. I washed clothes at the river. We didn't have no washer, dryer like now. I hung clothes, from one tree to the other. We used to put the wire one tree to another, and no clothespins. You throw the clothes over and come back a little later, put the clothes over again so that the other side would dry. Go to the river, wash clothes. Yeah, I really remember we had those big fish ponds. We used to feed the fish. Grandma had a hard time, I worked digging at IMO, cleaning them, bags after bags. I had your mom on my back picking peanuts. I did all that every day from early morning till about 5 o'clock in the morning. Late lunchtime, come in, have lunch, take a nap, little while, go out again. And I'm glad to share this with you, because lots of times our children don't know what we went through, yeah? And I don't think you'll experience this, but just by hearing it, yeah, makes you strong.
When my dad used to go out and work, we used to wait for him to get back because nobody eat before. My dad sits at a table. But this is one of the reasons why the children had so close a bond to their parents. And only the land can provide us with enough provisions. So to our grandchildren, no matter how much difference you have, we have to come together and continue our tradition of working the ground. We must love each other and love the land.
Thanking the present occupants of the land, my father and mother were filled with emotions and memories. We all left with a feeling of deep appreciation for where our family roots all started from.
At the break of each new dawn, I behold the beauty of this land. As the sunlight fills the sky, I thank God for the work of His hands. Hawaii Island, my old friend, when I'm away I yearn to feel your warmth again. Oh, I may wander, I may roam, but Hawaii Island is my home.
As my father reflects on the days gone by, there are no regrets. Looking to the future, he is content and moving forward. Some people measure success in life by their belongings and the size of their bank accounts. For my father, he has succeeded in life by his love for his family and his love of nature. And so the story is told, and the inspiring life of my father Kiyoshi, Bob Kubo, continues on.
We're here with my thing with Dad. Oh, a lot of people don't understand you because you grumble, or talk, repeat.
Nothing there.
Do you want to taste?
And most of the time it comes out the way you want it to be, and it comes out right.
The only thing is when we go fishing and we're talking to each other, he always says, "Be quiet!" Loud kind.
Figure this out, Layne. It's hard for me.
You guys can walk forward.
When the boat cool or something.
Wait.
Just be that. Go.
Jacob, you want to say something?
Hi, we're here at the Kubo Nurseries on the Hamakua Coast in Hakalau. Here are my cousins, Caitlin Kubo and Kirsten. Piper.
Okay, almost done.
Okay, last. Wait, one more time. No, it's really good like
Dad, how does it feel to be 70?
Oh, I feel top shape.
What?
Take it off.